Hey guys, welcome to the Opinionated Outcasts podcast where me, Mark, and Senpai talk about our nerdy interest. And today is our first episode. And this is our introduction episode where we're going to talk about ourselves a little and talk about how we met and just what we plan to do with the podcast. So let's go ahead and start, all right? So let's start with our interests and some facts about ourselves. So, Senpai, go ahead.
I'm just
Shut the fuck up. Never mind. Mark, go ahead.
Okay. Some interesting facts about me is that there are none. I guess you can say I'm a nerdy individual. I really like Star Wars. Anything that has to do with Star Wars I really like. I like Spider-Man. I like their comics and the movies. Except the Andrew Garfield ones. Those are bad in my opinion. But, you know.
Debatable.
And, yeah, I'm really into, like, nerdy stuff like that. I really like the entire concept of, like, science fiction. I really like horror stuff like SCPs. And that's basically it. So whoever wants to go next, go on ahead.
Senpai, you want to go, buddy?
Yeah, I'll go now.
Okay, anyways, I'm Dan. And, if you guys couldn't tell, I'm the Chad of the group. And,
Debatable.
I'm in the tech. I'm into hunting. I'm into the outdoors. I'm into comic books. I'm into movies. I'm into writing.
A real
Chad
wouldn't be in the comic books and tech. A real Chad.
How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? I like long walks on the beach with your mom, bitch.
Oh, shit.
Anyways, Senpai, go ahead, buddy. It's your turn. I promise.
Okay. So.
Go ahead. Can I catch your tongue? Go ahead.
Okay. All right.
Anyways,
So
how was your day? How was your day today, Senpai?
it was good.
I'm glad to hear you're good. Listen, man, you're a good friend to me. I mean a lot to me. I just want to thank you for helping this podcast, and yeah, you just mean a lot to me, bro. Okay, keep up the good work. All right. You're looking really good in them jeans today. I don't know what it is, but you're making something work, man. Like you really are, and I appreciate that. I really do.
You're looking
Okay.
really good in them jeans today, he says.
All right. Go. You're free to go ahead and just tell us about yourself, all right, bud?
Okay.
Okay.
So-
Go ahead.
As you all can probably gather by my name, I am a weeaboo. Okay, you know what? Dan, you said all that nice shit to me.
All right, I'm gonna be okay.
Out of the closet as a weeaboo.
Okay. I'll mute my mic. If it makes you feel safe, I'll mute my bike. All right, Captain Chopstick.
You'll mute
I
his
gotta say.
bike. You'll mute your bike. I don't think a bike has audio.
I'll mute my mic. It's all good. All right, just
Mhm.
keep telling us. You're important. You're an important member of this team, all right, buddy? I mean
Right.
that. I promise that. I mean, I'm being genuine. You are an important member of this team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not being sarcastic. You may be a fucking loser, but that's okay. Because we are the Opinionated Outcasts. So that's okay. Okay. Go ahead, bro.
Okay. Now then, what I was saying was that I am a weeaboo, and Dan, I hate you so much.
Senpai, just keep going, please.
Okay. I have nothing else to say.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, please,
I
Senpai.
promise I'm done. I promise I'm done. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So I'm a weeb. I like anime. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh my god!
All
I'm
right.
so sorry, Senpai.
I didn't say it without me.
All right, go ahead.
I don't want to now.
I promise I'm done. It's important for you to go ahead.
Okay. So as I said, I am the thing that I said before that I'm not going to say again.
You're a weirdo, and I accept you for that. Okay, keep going.
Hey. Mark, why are you laughing in the background?
His mic's muted. Just go ahead.
Okay. I like anime. I like manga. I'm like I'm like Mark too. I like the comics and movies, and all that fun stuff. I said like Mark because I don't want to be similar to Dan. He's an asshole.
Fuck you, bro. I'm a good friend to you.
You are, but you're so mean. Yeah, I'm done now.
No, keep going.
No, what else do you want me to say?
Did you, so you said that you like anime, said you like comic books, you say you like the paranormal? Because I know you like the paranormal, Senpai.
Yeah, paranormal, that's a big thing. That's with me and you, Dan.
Yeah, that's what we have in common. I do like researching the paranormal. All right.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Okay. So,
How we met.
Senpai, let's have a one-on-one. Just a one-on-one. All right, buddy. Just a
Right,
one-on-one
what's our
quick.
one-on-one?
How we met. Do you want to tell these fine people who are taking the time out of their day to listen to us talk about how me and you came to be on this podcast? How we met. The origin of Senpai and Dan. Can we hear it from you? Please. Okay.
Everybody, I would like you to listen very carefully, because this is a intriguing story. As you all know, there is a YouTuber that goes by the name of Fantastic Daily. To sum him up, he is basically a paranormal newscaster of sorts. And every Saturday, he has a live call-in show where people can call in and talk about their paranormal experiences. Now, one Saturday, I decided, why not? I'll join, see what it's about. And I joined the call-in show. And it was pretty nice, you know, everyone who came on, they seemed real nice, they seemed like good people. I enjoyed it thoroughly. And around the end of the live stream, they started talking about a different Discord server that goes by the name of the Fantastic Daily After Hours.
And guess who ran that server? Dan.
Dan was
Dan
the owner of that server. And so they were saying, you should go over there. That server is up 24 hours because the official Fantastic Daily server was only up for every Saturday during the call-in show. And so they're saying you should go over there. You know, you can talk there all the time. It never goes down. It'll be fun. So I'm like, why not? So I joined the Fantastic Daily After Hours. And I'm on there for a few days. I'm not really talking too much. Everyone on there seems pretty chill. They seem cool. And then one time I see there's a good amount of people in the voice chat. So I go ahead and hop on in and I start talking. And then Dan showed up. Now, when Dan joined, his first words were not words. What he did was the drill sergeant yell from Full Metal Jacket. Dan, if you'll...
Ah!
Yeah, so he joined and he did that, and he started yelling about the Space Force. And he's like, "Who wants to join my Space Force?" And he starts going down the list of names of people who are in the voice chat, and then he comes across to my name, and he goes, "Who in the great gracious of Jesus Christ is this? Private Senpai? Is that your name, soldier? What are you doing here in the Space Force, Private Senpai?" And I went along with his bullshit. And the very second that I started to play along was the second that Dan realized that I would take all of his shit and dish out just as much.
It was love at first sight, but we don't talk about the Space Nebula, okay?
Oh God.
We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that. But yeah, so from that day on, me and Dan have basically been best friends. He made me a moderator on the After Hours, and then when the After Hours got shut down, we made this.
Yeah.
Along with Mark, of course.
Mark, my sweet, beautiful child.
Oh, okay.
My gracious, beautiful baby boy.
Okay.
Mark.
Yeah.
I only see this going downhill.
Let me tell the story.
No, let me tell the story, please. Dad. I promise to be good boy.
Let him tell the story, Dan.
This is a bad story. This is a bad story.
So basically,
all right.
an undisclosed amount of years ago, me and Dan, we met on the most vicious of circumstances. We were on a Roblox military roleplay server. And Dan was a director of that military roleplay server. And I was
we're talking a community with over 10,000 people.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
a big boy community.
It was big boy. But a lot of losers in it too, but you know, they had no Chad.
That's why we left.
Yeah. But basically, one day I became a recently promoted HR, and me and Dan's contacts had been little to none before this. But then we really started talking when I became HR. And then we became friends. And then we deadass tried to pull a coup on a Roblox Discord, and it failed miserably.
Wait, when did I do this? What? When did this happen?
When did this happen? What do you mean?
I never pulled no coup.
What about Veyron?
I didn't coup Veyron.
Damn.
That was not me, Chief.
Oof. Wrong person then. Whatever.
Yeah, wrong person. That was not me.
Whatever then. By the way, I think by the time that happened, you were gone.
Yeah.
But whatever. Dan left, and I stayed in for a few years, and then all it did is become worse over time. And then I left with Dan, and now me and Dan talk every day. I FaceTime him 5 times a day, once every hour.
He somehow forgets that I have an iPhone.
I'm sorry, Dan. I'm so used to you having an Android.
No. I never have you ever had my phone number when I had an Android. It's always been when I had iMessage.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, then I must have.
You've had my Discord contacts when I had an Android.
Mm-hmm.
But never, ever have you had my phone number before I got an Android.
Okay.
But before I had a iPhone.
I had to drink some of my iced tea. I'm sorry. Okay. Now back.
I got iced tea too. I got my Southern sweet tea.
Okay, thank you, Dan. Now.
All right.
Next on the list.
Ready.
Now, how we all met, like Senpai said, I think it was in the same thing, cause I think I met Senpai the same day he met Dan.
No,
Yeah.
you were invited way after, but you met him. You met him when he was a moderator.
I met him, but you still mentioned the Space Force the first call I was in. He dragged me in and he was like, "Private Mark, do you want to join my Space Force? Do you want to fight Space ISIS?" And I'm like, oh.
This is Spaceman Dan to Space Force Command. I'm asking for a landing.
And that's basically how we all became together, and then we decided one day in a Discord call, Dan texted all of us and said, "Hey, want to do a podcast?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, sure, that sounds fun." And here we are.
I told you I was a Chad of the...
No, you aren't a Chad, you're just a leader.
That's what a fucking Chad is, retard.
Even that part is debatable.
Alright, okay.
Let's move
Who
on.
advertises? Who
I
advertises? Who sets up partners? Who gets guests?
I get guests.
I get guests.
Yeah, I do.
Who is the financial support?
You haven't had to pay for anything yet, retard.
Yeah, but I said I would the minute we needed
Come
to.
on, guys. Come on. Stop fighting, or I'll be forced
And
to
I
beat.
appreciate...
You guys better
I
stop
appreciate-
fighting before I beat your asses, both with my black leather belt! Thank you.
Is he talking to us?
Yes, I'm talking to both of you.
He's talking to us.
He's talking to us.
No.
Let's beat this bitch's ass.
Oh no!
This
no!
man is
no!
this
No.
man.
No.
Is, he
man.
can talk to us.
No.
like this.
I'm about to print a paper
No!
for
No!
your
No!
Xbox,
No!
kid.
No!
He fucking laughed.
I hope you left the recording. I hope you left the recording.
I'm back, and yes, the recording is still going on.
Okay.
He fucking left the room.
Alright. I think we should tell them a story about Dan Pan.
Dan Pan?
Oh boy, let me tell this story. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So one day, me and Dan got bored, and we were just talking, just ourselves in a private call, and we had an extensive conversation about what would happen. And when I say extensive, I mean we talked for a good
2
hour,
hours.
and a half.
No, it was 2 hours.
Like
or more.
2 hours
Yeah.
on what would happen if Dan went to Japan for the population crisis.
I'd be doing him a service, if anything.
And to give you the quick and short of the story, essentially what we came up with is that if Dan went to Japan, he would colonize it, sleeping with all of Japan's women, effectively making every Japanese person an offspring of Dan.
And effectively breeding them out. Basically breeding out the Japanese gene with Dan.
Yeah. And what would happen is, from the ages of 1 to 5, this little Japanese people would be normal Japanese children. They would just be normal Japanese kids, you know. They like their anime. They go to their preschool with their weird red backpacks.
So you?
And their yellow rain hats.
So what you do?
Yes.
Yeah.
Except for you, it's creepy, but keep going.
Okay. And then, about the age of 5, they would hit what we call the Danning. The Danning. There it is. That's what we'll call it. The Danning. And during the Danning, they start to change. The one day they would just wake up, and they would go out to the kitchen, and they would be like, "Mom?" And the mother would look at their sweet little innocent child and go, "Yes, my darling, what is it?" And they go, "Well, Mom, I was just wondering if you wanted
to join my Spider-Man fan club."
And their voice would change just like that. They would sound exactly like Dan.
Wanna join my Spider Corps?
And then you'd see a bunch of like half Japanese kids that look just like me walking around.
Asking if
they form military factions. Spider-Man becomes the police force.
Oh my god.
Like, kids would make Spider-Verse teams, and they would be deciding, all right, so I'm gonna be the original Amazing Spider-Man.
We need a Penny Parker.
You can be Kane. You can be Ben Reilly. What do you want to be? You want to be 2099? You can be 2099. You, babe, come here. You're gonna be Spider-Gwen. You black motherfucker. You're gonna be Miles.
Whoa!
Whoa! We don't condone that behavior on this podcast.
What? No, look. Miles Morales is so much better than Peter Parker.
Is it just because he's black?
It was a compliment.
No, the only reason why the only superpower that Miles Morales has over Peter Parker, besides like the shock hands, is that he can say the N-word without getting jumped.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
And he can turn invisible.
Yeah, plus that.
Okay, wait.
That just happens
I just realized, in hindsight, how racist is that the black Spider-Man can turn invisible?
Oh. Is it because he can turn the lights off?
Oh my god.
That's honestly horrible. That's honestly...
No!
I like Miles as a character, though. Like, in the Spider-Verse movie and the game, I think he kind of sucks in the comic because I feel like in the comic, he's only, like...
In the comic, his entire character is I'm black.
Which is kind of, that sucks. If I don't mind having like minorities as characters in fiction, but I at least have an actual character and not a agenda. Like, I don't want to read about your stupid agenda. I want to read about a character. I don't care what his color is or what sexuality he is.
The worst part about that, though, is that we've been shown before about how a minority-like character can be done in a good way. Like, have you seen the new Miss Marvel?
Yeah, she's cool. I like her.
Pakistani. I forget what her name is, but she's...
Miss Marvel.
She's cool.
She's from Pakistan.
Damn.
Yeah, but the thing is, they didn't replace the old Miss Marvel. It's just she became Captain Marvel.
Well, I mean, Miles has been getting some good treatment lately with like the Spider-Verse PS4, Spider-Man PS4 game, and the Spider-Verse movie. He's actually.
I mean, like,
Yeah,
he's
like
good. He's the best Spider-Man because he can sing Post Malone.
Jesus Christ. But no, like he gets good treatment in there, and he doesn't feel like an agenda. Like you genuinely like the character.
Ooh, gonna ride me like a cruise.
There it is. God damn it. But anyway, like the thing that upset me about Miles in the comics was just that his entire character was the fact that he was a minority, and that upset me because we've seen minorities as superheroes before, and they haven't been done like that. Like with DC's Green Lantern, Black Panther.
Black Panther.
You know,
good.
Black Panther was so well done, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like they stuck, like making him his own entity while also staying true to like the African culture. I thought Black Panther was so well done.
I like how they did it. Like, it was it's like a African. It was like an African, not a chief. He ate a flower, and then he became the fast Black Panther. And
Yeah.
I like that whole intro sequence. It was really nice.
It was.
Now, Dan Pan. Dan Pan. I love how we've gone from talking about Dan Pan to Miles Morales and the politics behind Miles Morales.
This is how the podcast works, you know.
It's our opinions.
We have a topic, and every now and then we go off on little tangents.
That's because none of us have attention spans worth 5 minutes.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna tell you all this. We all met on the After Hours server. I'm gonna tell you this.
Can I tell the story about the after?
Yeah.
I did make that. I did kind of.
Tell them.
Okay. So, fellas, listen. All right. So, the After Hours server was pretty much what Senpai explained it to be. It was just a server that was made out of the necessity of the Fantastic Daily community not having a permanent place to. And it was a good server. During its life, it got up to around 500, 600 members. But we eventually had to drop the FD tag because of some complications with the other owner. And I made the choice to give the FD Discord the power to make it. But that's all drama that's dead and buried. But the After Hours server was probably one of my funnest things to manage during the time. There was a lot of
funnest isn't a word.
There was a lot of cases back. The After Hours was pretty interesting, but
funnest isn't a word.
What?
Funnest isn't a word.
You know what is a word?
What?
You know what? Never mind. That's in poor taste. Anyways. So that's what the After Hours was. It was just a nice little calm community. I had supreme control over, which was a bad idea. Because everybody knows once Dan has supreme control over something,
Dan's gonna become a democracy machine. You guys ever seen Liberty Prime from Fallout? Think of that, but as a human.
Here, how about this, guys? You guys can use this podcast as evidence to denounce me as president. As president.
Who said you were gonna be president?
Who said you're gonna be president?
Who said I was gonna be president?
I did, bitch.
Who said I wasn't gonna be president?
I did. I'm gonna vote for you now. Run for president.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay.
You'll have my vote, even though me and you political. You my vote because I support homies. Now, if Senpai ran for president, he would just make us Imperial Japan because he's a fucking weeb.
We must conquer the Pacific.
No, here's the thing.
Hold on.
No, wait.
You better lower the fucking bass in your voice, you baby back bitch.
You listen to I'm older than you. You should respect your elders.
I'm gonna tell you this.
You're like a year older.
I'm gonna tell you this.
I'm 2 years older than you.
I'm gonna tell you this. Skin tone, chicken bone. Leave me alone. Look at this motherfucker.
All right. First of all, you aren't saying it right. You go You go, if you don't shut your skin tone, chicken bone, leave me alone looking ass. I swear to God, I'm gonna get in your cotton leg chicken strip looking ass, you baby dick motherfucker.
I believe this is one of those moments where we tell Gump to cut it.
Cut all of this.
All right, we should talk about Gump.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, let me introduce him. We gotta talk how I met Gump. Okay, so I also met Gump on that Roblox community thing. He was a cool guy. I've known him for a long time, longer than I've known Mark. He's a good friend of mine. He's our editor. He'll probably be on what he. God bless him.
You'll hear his name a lot. You'll hear his name a lot.
Yeah, you'll hear his name a lot. Great guy. He's the alpha home. He's the Chad, actually. Gump is the Chad of this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great friend of mine. You guys should send him some love in the comments. Everybody just start a chain.
Mm-hmm.
Just, God bless him. Good guy.
Shouldn't we tell them what he is to the podcast?
Yes, we already did. We already did, Senpai, you short-term memory span looking ass.
It's those Japanese cartoons. They're rotting his brain.
Exactly.
They are not cartoons. It's called hentai, and it's art.
You don't understand me, Mom!
It's not a phase, it's who I am!
He said it's not hentai, it's art.
Okay.
No. Okay.
Okay, so I think we should end this podcast with shouting out some of our channels and talking about why my intention about the podcast and explain the name and everything else. So we're gonna cut this out by shouting out some of the boys and girls who are friends of the channel. They are on their own YouTube channels and they will all get shout outs. And yes, most of them will appear on the podcast. So I'm gonna get on the list. Ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my god, why are you so close to the mic?
Alright, so we have Wonderstruck Guy, and his YouTube channel link will be first, where he does humorous voiceovers of Reddit posts as well as incredible content skits. Okay? He's a really good voice actor, and his videos are very interesting. We also want to shout out Aiden Projects. He's the creator of The Sun Vanished. He's the creator of Factors of Zero and a new series called Meek. He also made a short called Freywater, and we're going to link his Twitter account and his YouTube account in the description. I also want to Ziljan65. He's a great musician who makes a lot of funny little edit videos and just music videos. He also has a podcast called The Drum Room, where it's just an interview channel. We also want to shout out Scarfy. He as well as Stirring Wet Hill, which is one of she does streams, she does gaming and horror content and horror investigation content.
And I'd also real quick,
yeah.
You forgot to mention on YouTube, Scarfy's called Adam by default.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, Adam. Yeah, thank you. And we want to shout out Fantastic Daily, even though he dwarfs us incredibly. We still want to shout him out. He constantly makes fun of my mom, and it's very uncomfortable because I've asked him to stop 20 times, but that's okay because he still hasn't accepted my friend's request on Discord. But that's okay.
Are you serious? He still hasn't?
It's still the 500 patron goal.
Oh my god.
It really is. That's really the 500. Here, slap a picture of that on the screen, Gump. There you go. But in reality, he's a real guy. You guys should check him out. He's fucking great.
Wait, that's really still the goal? 500 people?
Yeah, it's 500 goal. If he has 500 Patreons, he'll follow me on Twitter, and then he'll accept my friend's request, even though he's already shouted this podcast out. He won't do it. And he won't follow the podcast on Twitter either, because I'm part of it.
Really? Why didn't you tell him that you're part of it?
Well,
God,
we have to advertise it. To be fair, he did shout it out, though.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still the homie, but, he still bullies me.
Okay.
Anyways, so, I'm going to close this out by talking about us having some real talk about why I want to do this podcast. So, allow me to take the stage once more, fellas.
Okay, Dad.
All right. So, I made this podcast because I made this podcast with my friends. Yeah. Edit. We made this podcast because we wanted to make a podcast where we can just hang out and have fun and just channel our conversations into something that we could log, especially if they're of any
political
value. No, I mean, we can have political talks on here, but that's not the main reason behind it. We just talk about our interest, and if anybody wants to listen, they can. And I think the reason why I chose Opinionated Outcasts is, one, because we're opinionated, we talk about our opinions on here, but two is because it's kind of mocking the whole stereotype of being a nerd, that they're like social outcasts, and that they could, they don't have like any social skills, so it's kind of mocking that term, because so we are the opinionated outcasts, we're the opinionated nerds who, and that could be taken as we're a podcast for the people who are outcasts. That could also be taken that way, and that's what I want to market it to, and I want to market it to people who are like-minded to us. Anybody's welcome to listen. Don't take much of what we say seriously, especially we're just three teenagers in a Discord call just recording. Also, remember to like, comment, and subscribe for a free gift card giveaway, and join our Discord, follow our Twitter, and follow our Twitch in the description below.
Disclaimer,
thank you, guys.
Disclaimer, there is no gift card giveaway. He's just trying to be a meme.
Okay. All right, guys. This is Dan, Senpai, and Mark signing out.
Bye-bye.
Adios.